So to make things real simple for just a redneck like me, we believe there's 3 different flavor profiles. They're smoky, they're spicy, and they're savory. If you keep things in that order and you just have 3 in those different flavor profiles, you'll always put together the perfect board. Now, when it comes to cheeses, I throw a 4th of there. It's called stinky, because you got to have blue cheese. You got to have gorgonzola.
Yes.
So there's 4 profiles if you really want to do it right.
Okay. But, all right, go over the 3 you just said again.
Savory.
Yeah.
And that's something that's just kind of middle of the road. It's got a nice, good flavor. You've got smoky, such as our smoked Gouda. It's our #1 selling cheese. And while we're on smoked Gouda, I want to bring up, a lot of times people will dice it up. Well, if you dice it up and they eat a piece out of the center, are they eating smoked cheese? No. So you need to make sure to keep part of that rind on the slice. And so you'll notice in the pictures today that I've sliced it as a wedge. That way each bite gets a piece of that smoked flavor. Same thing with our hickory smoked Gruyere. Or we've got a herb crusted mozzarella cheese that is phenomenal. But again, same thing. People want to chop it up in such a way that people are eating just straight mozzarella. And while that's good, it's not the full effect of eating the encrusted mozzarella and getting the flavor that that whole item is supposed to be.
Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone. Nathan Smith with Boar's Head joining us in studio. If you want to see the spreads that Nathan and Anne-Marie put together for us this morning, you can watch the show on YouTube right now. Just search Out of Bounds Sports. We'll also be pushing pictures and video out on Facebook. Search the Out of Bounds Show, and Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is _bounds. Nathan Smith on the Out of Bounds Show. Boar's Head, compromise elsewhere. Interesting, something else that you and I were talking about. People are having fun with these Boar's Head charcuterie spreads, and they're also pairing craft beer or wine or a glass of bourbon with what they're doing on game day or holiday entertaining now.
Absolutely. And, you know, for me, the way I always try to lean toward people is a red wine. The acid tends to be a little bit higher, so it tends to strip away the fat from the dry cured meats from your tongue a little bit better. So that way you tend to keep the taste of the charcuterie further down the road. Whereas if you're drinking just, a glass of water per se, that fat builds upon your tongue, and the third bite doesn't taste near as robust as the first bite. But later on today, I'm going to send you a pairing guide, and that way people can look at that to kind of see what dry cured meats pair up with what cheeses, pair up with what wine or what Pilsner they would prefer.
All right. So what separates Boar's Head?
Well, we're the premium meat brand. We're made with 100% whole muscle. We use nothing but natural ingredients to flavor our products. All of our products don't have any trans fat, no gluten. It's just made at a higher level. It's a better standard. It's a higher standard than everything else. There's no artificial colors or flavors, no additives. It's 100% whole muscle. You get what you pay for. This is truly an item where you get what you pay for.
Nathan Smith with Boar's Head on the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone. Blake, you've got a question for Nathan.
Can we talk about the little cracker thing, or not? Sorry, the tostini with it's got cheese and you said pear and some type of jelly thing on it. I want you to talk about that.
So that's just a real simple basic recipe. We took a little tostini, we sliced a little bit of our double cream brie, and I thinly sliced a pear, and you just put the pear down on top of the tostini. You put the brie on top of that, and some of the Boar's Head sugar spice glaze to top it off, and just all those flavors really mix well together. Today, we didn't have time to do a little thin slice of bacon or prosciutto, but if you'll add that to it, that salt and the savory sweet really balance out well. That salt just kind of helps swing that flavor that you get, way over on that left side before the sweet of the sugar spice glaze brings you back to the right.
Blake, I think this crew has this thing down. Don't you? I mean, this is our third Boar's Head game day charcuterie spread, and they take it up another notch every time.
It's incredible. I mean, I'm going to eat like a king in a little bit. I may not do the last 30 minutes of the show.
This is brunch,
maybe out,
lunch, and me getting ready for everything else.
Yeah, it looks incredible. I've only had that little tostini thing. It was amazing.
I didn't realize the whole – oh, let's talk about your hummus real quick. We've got time. Like when you and I met, I know all about the deli meats and some of the cheeses. I didn't know the depth of the portfolio. Talk a little bit about Boar's Head hummus before we go.
So we got into the hummus business 7 years ago. Today we're the #2 hummus manufacturer in the nation. And again, it goes back to, we do the small things like steaming our chickpeas instead of just boiling them. That helps to, again, to make a softer, a better, creamier hummus. One of the other boards that I brought you today is actually our spread board, and it's filled with various different things. If you want to go light, sometimes it's easier to go with hummus. And so we brought our dark chocolate hummus, and that's easy to pair with strawberries, pretzels. We've got a new tzatziki dip that is phenomenal.
It is.
I mixed in some of our feta crumble on it just to add another little touch to it. And again, the regular hummus, you know, I took a little deli dressing to put on it, just a little bit extra olive oil, just to add a little bit extra touch, a little bit of look when you're presenting to your company. The hummus doesn't need that flavor, but I just want to make it look nice for my company. We eat with our eyes, so it's very important that what we put out looks aesthetical. You want people to walk up and go, wow, that looks beautiful, because that's just going to open up their mind and their appetite all that much more.
And for our listeners, as you get ready for the holidays and entertaining, people will be entertaining any night of the week. Then you throw in football. Basically, y'all can do it all, A to Z.
Absolutely.
I mean, on a spread in the living room, game room, den, you name it.
Absolutely. You know, another simple thing that I brought for you this morning is our Chorizo Peppercini panino. And it's just mozzarella cheese, porcini peppers, and chorizo wrapped together. And it just really is a very basic thing. It looks dynamic, it looks beautiful, has a wonderful flavor, and it is so difficult that you have to take it out of the package and slice it 30 minutes before you want to serve it. It's that difficult, Bo.
Even I can handle that.
Another tip that I want to throw out there, make sure when you're serving cheese, serve it at room temperature. We want to be careful and not leave it out there for hours on end, but if you know your company's coming in, there's only going to be a 30-minute window they're sitting there, put it out 30 to 45 minutes. If you taste cheese now as it's cold and then you taste it again at room temperature, it really brings out those flavors.
Nathan Smith with Boar's Head joining us on the Out of Bounds show. Boar's Head, compromise elsewhere, the premium brand of deli meats, cheeses, and hummus. Check it all out on Facebook. Search the Out of Bounds show.